all, in this video we will talk about how Java methods use instance variables. Okay, so let us consider this Java class. So as we already know, class is a blueprint of the object, or it acts as a template. So whenever you ask JVM to create object of type dog, what it does is it will use all the variables that are present and the methods. Using this, it creates an object. So here if you look at it, it has two instance variables, size and name. So these instance variable values varies from one dog to the another dog. So for example, one dog might weigh 9 pounds and another dog might weigh 70 pounds, right? So the value of the instance variables varies from one dog object to the another dog object. So you all, like we all know that a class is a combination of the state and behavior, and this is the state. And we know that state is not constant for all instances. It varies from one instance to another instance. Then what about the behavior? So these methods, can you say that these methods are common or constant for all dog objects? No, because why we are saying no is, let us consider, let us just imagine, okay, let's say you have a 9-pound dog, and if you invoke bark method on that dog, it barks a little lower, like it makes the sound a little less compared to the dog which weighs 70 pounds. So there is a difference between the sounds that a 9-pound dog makes and a 70-pound dog makes. So the behavior, if you see, it is varying. So whenever you invoke bark of method, what happens is one dog barks a little lesser and another bark makes a little more sound. So even the behavior varies. Like how the behavior is varying here, because of the size, the behavior varies. So what you can say is state is affecting the behavior. So let's say if you have the constant value, like if the size is constant for all dog objects, then definitely bark of method, like let's say you have dogs of all same size dogs, okay, and then all dogs makes same sound, then in that case bark of method is constant for all dogs. But here, since the state is different, since the sizes of the dogs are different, bark of method also behaves differently. So what you can say is state is affecting the behavior. So instance variables are actually impacting the way the methods behave, right? And there is one more thing. Let's say, can you say that a size of the name is constant? Let's say, initially, whenever you are creating an instance, you would have initialized size of the dog as 9 pounds. But is that constant? No, the dog can put on weight or it can reduce its weight. So both things can happen. And you can have another method, okay? Let's say you can have another method, void set size of, and then you can pass the size and you can change the size name, like size value. So here what it is happening here, the method is affecting the state. So set size method is affecting the state of the dog object. So what you can say is state affects the behavior, state affects the methods of the object, and vice versa also. Methods affect the state. Okay. So both are actually interdependent. State affects behavior and behavior affects state. Okay. Now let us consider one more example. Let us consider you have a song class. Okay. Usually a song will have a title, what is the name of the song, and it will have an artist name who has sung the song. Okay. And here we have provided methods to set the title of the song and to set the artist of the song. And let's concentrate only on the playoff method. Okay. Now, whenever you invoke play, like when you create instances for this particular song class, what happens? You can have multiple song instances and each has its own instance variables with different values, with different titles and the artist names. And when you invoke playoff method, does all songs play a same song or not? Definitely not, right? So when you play a particular song, like based on the title and the artist, it has to play that song, right? And if you invoke another song, it has to play whatever is the title and artist of that song. So play of method varies from one song to the another song because the state is different for the songs, and so the play of method also will behave differently because state affects the behavior and behavior affects the state. Both are interdependent. So here if you see, whenever you invoke a play of method on the song, what we are doing is sound player. Like sound player will play sound by passing title and the artist. Since you are using the title and artist, and since title and artist are the instance variable which are not common for all instances, definitely the play sound also will vary. Let's see with an example. Okay, so this is the class diagram we have written here. So what happens is, song has title and artist, and you have a method, play of method. So these are the instance variables or the state, and these are the methods or the behavior. So song knows about title and artist, and song does play the song, or song does set the title, or song does set the artist. Okay, now what happens is, so whenever you create objects for this song, let's say this is the title and this is the artist. So Havana is the title name, and these are all the objects that you create. My Way is the title name, and this is the artist, and this is the title name, and this is the artist. Okay, and this is the title name, and this is the artist, right? So whenever, if you see here, song 1 equal to new song of, let us consider this as a song 1. So what had happened is, this is the artist, Travis is the artist, and the title is the sing. Okay, this is the sing is the title name. And now, since this is the reference variable, what happens is, there is a variable that holds reference using which it can access this object. Okay, and the same way happens here. Song 2 equal to, this is the title name and this is the artist name. Okay, and since you are doing this song 2, this is the reference variable. It holds reference. That reference can be used to access this particular song object. Okay, now when you invoke s1, this particular variable dot play off, it will play song which has this title, and it will play the song which has this title. Okay, so though the play off methods look same, but when you invoke play off method, actually it plays different songs because of the state, because the state varies from one song to the another song. Okay, and in the same way, we have the test, we have checked for the dog as well. Dog has bark of method which behaves differently, which behaves according to the size. Let us run this class. Okay, so what we have done is, you have created three dogs. Okay, and first dog size is 10, and the second dog size is 8, and third dog size is 35. So if you see here, if the sort, like here if you see, if the size is from 0 to 13 or 0 to 14, it will make rough sound. 0 to 14, so this will make a rough sound. And if the size is between 14 and 60, then it will also make, let's say, I'll add one more thing. Okay, it will make a different sound. So now here, this should make a different sound, and this, since this is 70, this should make this one. So basically what I am saying is, first dog makes the sound that is present here because the size is 70, and the second dog size is 8. So that should make sound that is present in this else block. And the third dog should, since the size is 35, it should play the sound that is present in this else block. Okay, let us run that. Okay, and see. So since I am executing this file, you can see it here and see what had happened. So you should see three statements because we have given here sysouts. Okay. Yeah. So this is the another variable. Okay. Now let's see. what had happened, there was some compilation errors because here I have done these things. Let me comment these and see. Okay. Yeah, let me run this doc test drive now. So if you see here, it had run and first sound. First you are doing bark off method, right? So first sound should follow this one. Woof woof. The same thing you can see it here. And the second one, it is since the size is 8, what it is doing, you should invoke the sound that is present. The same thing had happened. And then when you invoke the bark of method for the third dog whose size is 35, it should invoke this method. So you can see clearly right here, you invoked bark of method for all dogs, okay? But the output you can see or the sound that it makes is different because methods use the instance variable. So to conclude this video, what we can say is methods or the behavior is dependent on the state, and then state also is dependent on the and the state is also dependent on the methods, right? Yeah, that's it. Thank you.